Hi, welcome to Tracking Research Impact with Bibliometrics. My name is Alyssa Brissett, the social work librarian.
And I'm Kelsey Vukic, social and behavioral sciences librarian. Our workshop today will cover the importance of bibliometrics in determining the quality of research and measuring impact. This workshop will provide an overview of bibliometric tools available through USC libraries. Our learning outcomes are: learn how to track the impact of a researcher's work, learn how to map the research landscape to capture trends and emerging conversations, learn how to use alternative tools to identify and track meaningful social media engagement. Our agenda today will cover defining bibliometrics, why we use them, analyzing scores, where to find these scores and measures, altmetrics, and we'll leave you with some things to think about when you engage with altmetrics and bibliometrics in the future.
So what are bibliometrics? The National Institutes of Health defines bibliometrics as a quantitative analysis of research publications that help us better understand how research publications are produced, what they are about, and the impact they have had. So using citation counts, you can measure the impact of individuals, groups, or institutions. The tools we will cover today can help you identify new and emerging areas of research and the people that are making these advances. These are the bibliometric measures that can be used to determine impact. Citation counts assess the impact of an article by looking at how many times other authors and research reference that work. The H-index is a method that uses citation analysis to determine an individual author's impact. And then altmetrics are used in combination with bibliometrics and look at both the quantity and quality of the work through a combination of social media discussions, citations, and downloads.
Why use bibliometrics? Bibliometrics are helpful to identify top researchers in a field and determine their influence. They can help you map research landscape and join the scholarly conversation and think about the gaps in the research, as well as the strengths and weaknesses of the research in a particular field. Bibliometrics can also help you keep up with the research trends, so you can use these measures to help support claims about a researcher's impact on a field.
Bibliometrics measure impact and productivity. It is important to measure widely as there are various ways to measure impact. When looking at scores, think about all the other factors that may influence that number. The longevity of an author's career, the time span between each publication, the source of a publication, and the author's field. Authors with longer career spans and more publications will usually have higher scores, but this does not necessarily mean the author's research is the best. How we interact with publications and which metrics are more commonly used will differ among publication types. For example, articles in open access journals might be mentioned more often in social media and shared online, while data sets and government reports may be mentioned more in newspaper articles and legislative policies.
In addition to taking into account when an author started publishing, using multiple tools to assess impact is helpful. We'll focus on two tools available through USC libraries, Google Scholar and Scopus. Both these tools can be accessed through links provided on USC Libraries' website. Go to the URL libraries.usc.edu to access the USC Libraries website. For Scopus, you can access it through our database list. Under Find, on the menu option, locate the list of the databases. Once on the database list page, use the search box to enter the search term Scopus to locate this specific database. You can access both Google Scholar and Scopus from our database quick links at libraries.usc.edu. This box is located towards the bottom of the library's homepage.
Google Scholar can be used to count citations. It provides a citation profile for authors so they can manage and track their publications. It also gives us the opportunity to see all of their publications in one place. Google Scholar has a broad scope of content across disciplines and sources. You can use Google Scholar metrics to look at top journals in a subject area. It also provides the H5 index, which looks at publications in the last 5 years, ranking them based on citation counts. Google Scholar tends to have more data coverage and better international and non-English language coverage, and you'll notice that citation counts may be higher. So let's say you want to explore the top journals in a particular area or discover the most highly cited in a field. On Google Scholar, to browse publications in a broad area of research, select the Metrics option from the menu. Then narrow the list by broad category, social sciences, and then choose a subcategory. In this case, we'll use social work. Once you select your subcategory, you can view a list of top journals as well as the H5 index. When you do a keyword search in Google Scholar, each result will include the number of times that articles has been cited as well as related articles. Authors with public Google Scholar profiles have underlined names. Click on the name to view the profile and find the author's research, the number of times they've been cited, and their H index. Here's an example from author Sebastian Valenzuela. In addition to their publications, I can also see the subject areas or categories their research falls under, how many times they've been cited, and I can follow the author to get updates on their research. Keep in mind that different databases will give different values for the H index. For example, this author has an H index of 24 in Google Scholar and a high citation count.
Scopus is a citation database that includes peer-reviewed literature and quality web sources. Scopus provides citation counts for articles published from 1996 to present across various disciplines. It allows you to view an individual author's research output as well as track and visualize their research. Use their search box to search for a specific author. First, select the author search, then input the author's name. Once entered, click on the search button to render your results. The results may populate multiple authors. There may be multiple results for the same author due to variations in spelling. Once you locate the author you're interested in, click on their name to view their profile. View an author's citations and the other researchers who have cited them. You can see a timeline of both publications and citation trends. You may also notice that the H index and total citation numbers vary from what we saw with Google Scholar. Since Scopus only includes publications indexed within this single database, it will typically indicate less citations and lower H index than Google Scholar, since its collection isn't as large. Similar to Google Scholar, you can keep up with the author and be notified when they publish new research by clicking Follow this author. Scopus allows you to identify the publications and subject areas that the author is published in, and also co-authors of the researcher. This is called the author's output. This helps to identify important journals in the area and other researchers doing similar work.
ALTMETRICS are alternative metrics to traditional citation measures. They are sourced from the web and provide additional context and complement citation counts. They focus on specific, meaningful online engagement, like mainstream media coverage, mentions on social media platforms like Twitter, and bookmarks on citation managers like Mendeley.
Sourced from the web, they are meant to complement, not replace citations. They help you understand the attention and influence of research and discover impact beyond citations alone. Think of them as flavors of impact. They help fill in the gaps and understand how research can make an impact across disciplines and give more insight into how many people have been exposed to and are engaging with the research. ALTMETRICS can tell you a lot about how often journal articles and other scholarly outputs like data sets are discussed and used around the world. And the database Scopus is one of the tools that can be used to look at ALTMETRICS.
Scopus provides ALTMETRICS through a tool called PlumX. To see how a particular author's work is talked about online, when you are looking at an author's profile, select an article. In the document details, click on the PlumX icon to find ALTMETRICS for this article. So things like citations, abstract views, blog mentions. As people interact with research, they leave online footprints. PlumX gathers these footprints and creates and categorizes metrics on individual pieces of research output, like articles, conference proceedings, book chapters, and many more.
As you engage and use Bibliometrics or ALTMETRICS, here are some parting thoughts to think about. What conversations are happening about the author? Where are the conversations happening? What are some possible limitations with using only citation counts or ALTMETRICS to measure these impacts?
Once again, you can access these databases from the USC Library's website. To learn more about bibliometrics and ALTMETRICS and to understand how you can extend your research impact, check out these additional resources.